The 99th rejection. The envelope was thin. Again. Mira stood at her apartment door, her fingers trembling slightly as she tore the seal. She already knew the answer, had known it the moment she saw her name typed instead of handwritten, the lack of any weight inside. Still, her heart hoped. Thank you for your submission. Unfortunately, The rest blurred. Mira crumpled the letter and tossed it into the growing pile of rejections near her desk. That made 99. 99 times she had submitted her work. Children's illustrations, watercolor paintings, cover art samples. To publishers, agencies, galleries, and contests. 99 times she had been told she wasn't the right fit. Or not ready. Or good, but not what we're looking for. Once, a gallery director told her kindly, "You have heart, but your work lacks commercial edge." Heart. She had plenty of that. Maybe too much. Mira had been drawing since she could hold a pencil. While others played with dolls or games, she sketched fairy tales in the margins of her school notebooks. Her teachers called her a dreamer. Her parents, both accountants, were supportive, but cautious. "Art is nice," her mother said, "but stability is better." After college, Mira worked part-time jobs. Bookstore clerk, art supply cashier, part-time teaching assistant, while building her portfolio. She submitted pieces constantly. She researched the right names. She studied portfolios of successful artists. And still, the rejections came. By the 50th, she cried. By the 70th, she stopped telling anyone. By the 90th, she began to wonder if the world simply wasn't meant for her colors. It was raining the night she opened the 99th letter. She curled up beside the radiator, holding a mug of tea she couldn't afford to waste, and stared at her wall. It was covered in her artwork, scenes of floating islands, laughing foxes, quiet forests with glowing eyes. Her stories lived there, pinned by tape and hope. And yet, no one wanted them. Her phone buzzed. A message from her friend Amina. "Don't quit. 100th could be the one." Mira smiled weakly. "Maybe I'll stop at 100. Feels like a round number," she whispered to herself. The 100th submission wasn't grand. It was a last-minute entry to an online contest hosted by a small indie publisher. The theme was Imagination in Isolation. Mira submitted a short illustrated story she had created during lockdown, a tale of a lonely girl who builds a paper boat to visit her dreams. She didn't think much of it after hitting submit. She had learned to let go. 2 weeks passed. One morning, she woke up to a subject line in her inbox. "Congratulations, you're our winner." Mira blinked twice. She clicked. They loved her story. They were publishing it in their seasonal zine. They wanted to feature her on their blog. They even offered a small artist grant. She stared at the screen for a long time. She didn't cry. She didn't shout. She just exhaled. Deeply. It had happened. The 100th submission had said yes. But the real magic didn't start there. The story, The Boat of Dreams, was shared by readers on social media. It was short, sweet, and filled with childlike wonder and soft illustrations. A teacher in Canada read it aloud to her classroom. An artist in Spain recreated the boat in 3D and tagged Mira. Within a month, Mira's small blog saw a surge of traffic. A children's publisher reached out for a book deal. Her Instagram following, once 300 loyal friends and cousins, grew to 10,000. People weren't just liking her art. They felt it. A year later, she stood at a book signing, her debut picture book resting on a stack beside her. Children came up with paper boats in their hands, asking her to draw foxes and stars. Parents thanked her for writing something quiet, but magical. One woman said, "My daughter was afraid of being different. Your story helped her embrace her weird little world." Mira smiled. The girl in her story had done that. She had done that. When a journalist interviewed her for a local magazine, they asked, "What's your advice to other aspiring artists?" She paused, thoughtful, then said, Get rejected 99 times. Seriously. Embrace everyone. They're proof you showed up again and again. The 100th could be the one that changes your life. But even if it isn't, showing up is what makes you an artist. The journalist raised an eyebrow. Would you have quit after 100? She laughed. I thought I would. But now I know, maybe 101 would have been the one. Or 150. The point is, I kept creating. 2 years later, Mira launched the 99 Club, an online platform where artists anonymously share their rejection letters and encourage one another to keep going. It grew rapidly, with thousands of creators joining in. Each time someone hit their 99th rejection, Mira would send them a signed postcard. On the back, it read, "Rejection means you tried. Trying means you're brave. Brave people change the world." And somewhere in a small room, a young artist stands at a door, holding their 99th rejection letter, wondering if it's time to give up. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But now they know someone else didn't.